lockdown, of course, it did get impacted, but I think so we had a lot of stuff on our plate. It also gave us an opportunity to go back to the drawing board, rethink and reassess our strategy with regard to what do we need to do, how do we move forward, what needs to be done. So, as far as the events are concerned, of course, we had the India-Qatar World Cup qualifier match, which got postponed. The FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup got postponed. Several other smaller events were cancelled, and we have 16 sports hostels across 15 districts. So we had to close them down, but then we started a virtual mode of training and coaching. So yoga lessons, and the respective coaches were giving coaching sessions to all these inmates of our hostels. What we also did was we came up with a restructuring plan for all these 16 sports hostels, vis-a-vis what kind of discipline, where to have. Earlier we had a random mix of disciplines for every sports hostel, but now what we've done is we've set each sport will, let's say, have 3 levels of training and coaching. The juniors, middle and the elite level, who would then go into the HPCs, high performance centers. So that reassessment we've been able to do, and we've also kind of worked on our infrastructure development program, mapping the entire exercise starting from the grassroots to the block level, to the district level, to the regional level, and finally at the state level. So at the Gram Panchayat level, for example, we are setting up 8,000 rural playgrounds, as we call them, in convergence with various teams, primarily the Manrega. At the block level, we have set up 314 mini stadiums and another 115 urban local bodies. At the district level, we are setting up integrated sports complexes in every district, which primarily comprises of an athletics track, a football stadium, a cricket stadium in some cases, an indoor hall, multi-purpose indoor hall, badminton, tennis, basketball, volleyball, courts, swimming pool, a gymnasium. So that's the model of the integrated sports complex. And of course, at the state level, at the regional level, again, we're setting up 5 world-class facilities, an upgraded version of the integrated sports model at the district level. And at the state level, we have the Kalinga Stadium, which has been converted into the Kalinga International Sports City now. And of course, at Cuttack, which is a twin sister of twin city of Bhubaneswar, we have the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium, which again hosted several national and international tournaments. So we've done the entire mapping of the sports infrastructure, and you would be knowing that for the Hockey World Cup in 2023, we are developing a world-class and the largest hockey stadium in the country at Rourkela, a brand new stadium. We're also setting up 20 hockey synthetic turfs for coaching and training programs of hockey. 17 of these are coming up in Sundargarh district alone, and there is one coming up in Ganjam, one in Sambalpur, one in Devgarh. So all in all, a lot has been happening, and we were again the first state in the country to announce opening of sports for elite athletes. Then we had the national javelin team shifting from NIS Patiala to Bhubaneswar, where they are currently undergoing training for the Olympics. So a lot has been happening, and we recently started a workshop with different state associations. The idea being to improve our overall ranking and to get more medals in the Khelo India and the national games. So we're having a dialogue with every association, and we're targeting sports where there is a possibility of getting larger medals, apart from the ones in which Odisha does well historically. We have to ensure strict adherence to COVID protocols, but we do have quite a bit of experience. So we've been a pioneer in opening up tourism as well. So the first large format cultural festival by way of Konark Dance Festival and the International Festival was organized by Odisha, again, we had conducted perhaps the largest sensitization program in the country on COVID protocols. So the employees of all hotels, restaurants, cab drivers, taxi drivers, they were all. We gave them a half-day workshop on COVID protocols. We sensitized them. We're doing something similar for our own sports hostels since they're now set to open from the 27th of this month. So I don't. Of course, we'll have to adapt to new guidelines, but I think that's going to be a challenge. It was very disappointing for all of us. I mean, the whole sporting fraternity in the state was very excited about hosting the game in Bhubaneswar. Football is again a game which is becoming increasingly popular in the country as well as in sport, as well as in Odisha. We've contributed 2 captains of the national women's football team, and there's a lot of footballing action. We also have a team in the ISL, Odisha FC. We hosted several events. The first edition of the Hero Super Cup, the Hero Gold Cup, the first ever international women's tournament, football tournament was held in Bhubaneswar again with 4 teams. So we were equally disappointed as you were. Our plans were already underway. So infrastructure development plus as part of the women's football legacy program. We were working on a football corners program where we would have introduced football at 40 places within the state, which are promising vis-a-vis women's football. So the infrastructure is more or less ready. It was completed, and you also know that so there are 5 new hockey pitches which have been set. We have 2 pitches in Kalinga Stadium, the main pitch and the practice pitch, and we've set up 3 new pitches for the FIFA World Cup plus a synthetic pitch as well. So we are the home to the national under 15 and the national under 19 team, which is known as Indian Arrows. Plus we have Odisha FC. We be allocating these pitches for these teams also. So a lot of infrastructure has been created, but we've simultaneously been working on plans to see that this doesn't become a white elephant. Infrastructure created is adequately and properly utilized. So we are starting day coaching programs at all these venues, and we've seen a lot of interest coming in from young boys and girls who want to start playing football at a professional level. So it's basically the vision of the Honorable Chief Minister to make Odisha the leading destination in the country as far as sports is concerned, and we are basically trying to convert his vision into reality. Overall, I would say we've seen a lot of positives coming out over the last 5 years from the time that the journey began actually, with us taking a team in the Hockey India League way back in 2013. So we've seen a lot of interest. Honorable Chief Minister had mentioned that he would like to see each and every Odia child in the sports field, playing some sport or the other. And towards that end, I would say that there's been a lot of development. There's far more engagement from the people's side. Whether earlier it was limited to hockey, now we're seeing a lot of engagement with other sports as well. Football is a prime example. We've seen large crowds turning out for rugby, for athletics. The Commonwealth Table Tennis Championship, which we hosted in 2019, July, was again a hit. The stadium of 5,000 capacity was packed fully. So a lot of participation, not just from sports persons, but even from the general community, which again encourages us that some positive are coming out as far as, people are more conscious about their health, about their fitness. So all in all, a lot has happened. I'm kind of satisfied. Of course, there is always room for improvement, and we're moving in the right direction. We have a fairly impressive list of events lined up over the next 2 years, starting from the India-Qatar World Cup qualifier match to the International Hockey Federation Pro League tournament. We have the Asian Rowing Championships scheduled in 2021, the 2022 AFC Women's Cup, the FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup, and of course the next Hockey World Cup in January 2023. So this apart, we are also looking at hosting a national tournaments, national championships, to see that the boys and girls who are training here, whether in our sports hostels, we are converting them into sports academies now, all these 16 sports hostels. And everyone who's training, coaching here in Odisha gets an opportunity to kind of play more, compete more, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. I think the government has been the driver as far as development promotion of sports is concerned here, and all the federations, the national federations that we work with, they've been very appreciative of that fact. We've been awarded and recognized for our efforts on several occasions. We've got two Sports Star Aces award for being the best state for promotion of sports. We won the CI award for being the best state for promotion of sports. Again, the award given by the president of the International Hockey Federation for promoting hockey. So there have been several recognitions and awards that have come our way for all the work that has been done. But as I was telling you, the government has been the driver behind all this. And if you look at it, the high performance model, center model which he came up with, wherein we said we'll partner with a corporate to part fund the entire setting up of the high performance center and with an eminent sports person. So we're working with Abhinav Bindra, Pulela Gopichand, Gagan Arang, Anil Kumble, and several very renowned corporates who are active in the field of sports, Tata Trust, JSW Sports, Tata Steel, etc. So I think the government has been the driver for this whole, change of vision and what has happened in the state of Odisha and sports as far as the last 5 years are concerned.